What's up, geeks and gamers? My name is Draymond, and welcome to Thorium Gaming. We're back with episode 24 of Light of the Asur, our attempts to stabilize the Great Vortex and vouchsafe the elven nations. We've been at war a whole lot lately, like just a ton. Between the invasions and everything else, and now the fact that we are at war with Yvres, it's been rather chaotic. So, this is coming up a day early. Some may cheer for that, some may be like, what's going on? I'm just going to do some of the minor stuff in the background, so, well, I keep talking about the start of all this. Well, the work schedule we have for my 9 to 5 has picked up rather intensely, so you guys are getting this a day early. Some may call that a win, some may suffer for the fact that they have to hear my voice a day sooner than normal. Yeah, I know, I'm pushing you guys to the limits sometimes.
Smash it to ruins.
So we're going to continue with our plans that we had laid out. We still have to deal with the Druchii, and that's not going to be easy. Caldra might be a target. Kael'ra would probably be an easier target to take on and would really disrupt them here. Only problem is, I can't really leave Grond undefended. But I have an idea for here. And we're going to get to that in just a minute. So the more notable things. Out this direction, we do have Of the Darkness, our good buddy Will, who's kind of recuperating some troops, while we also get set to send him off to the east if we need to. Sunshine and Latania being the former Nagaroth leader, they've been kind of chilling around near the coast and doing their thing, kind of holding on to it. We're going to build them up as we go along, because we're going to need them for the next invasion. And of course, down to the southeast, we got our boys Auric and Foe doing their thing. I'm kind of curious as to where Ingmir's going to go. So, if Ingmir goes back up north, we'll start pushing north. The fact that this 14 army stack that has a lot of heroes in it, that are all relatively low-level heroes except for their noble and their lord, well, kind of worries me. I think there's some great eagles in there. And we're going to have to deal with that eventually. So we're not going to push too hard with these guys right now. And of course in the Darklands here, it's just kind of a holding pattern. So what we're going to do, and I'd been thinking about this in the week since we last had a video up for this particular topic. Grond needs to be defended, but we need other cities around here to be taken, especially Kael'ra. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to recruit a lord. We don't have many options in what we can get. Charmed. Not that great. I think we're going to go with this princess, because she's, generally speaking, good overall. Energetic is not a bad trait to have. Her upkeep's pretty low. We're going to go with that. And since it was cool enough to have me on the stream, we're going to call her Fady Lace. Probably help if I spelt it right. Pretty sure it's with an E. But incredible streamer, awesome lady, and it was incredibly fun being on her stream a couple of weeks ago. So that's how we're going to deal with that there. And we cannot do much with her this turn, but next turn, we're going to do a lot. And the good chaplain is then going to go off and attack Kael'ra. And then that way we should be able to hold Grond, cripple some of the Druchii over here, slow them down from getting their Scrolls of Vicardi, and it should just work out. Now, we are suffering a fair bit of income loss because of the upkeep of our army, and as soon as those Dragon Princes are done, it's going to be even worse. But with any luck, we'll be able to push in and go to war. Now, Avelorn has been beaten badly in a lot of places, to the point where we might go to war with them on the next couple of turns. I'm not entirely sure offhand. So we're just going to skip through all these settlement upgrades. they only give us 1 shard per turn anyway, so we're going to deal with that. But let's see how the other nations decide to roll out, and then we will decide where we're going from there. And if anyone missed Freezer to Fallout this week, I suggest you check it out. It was a lot of fun, a lot of shooting. And of course, a belated Happy Easter to everyone who didn't catch that episode and didn't get those greetings, because, well, you guys are awesome. I love having you around. So I hope your holidays went really well for you. I am still recovering from so much dopatryptamine, turkey drug. Just, oh man, so much good food. I've eaten more in the last couple of days than I have in the last couple of months, I'm pretty sure. Like, it's been pretty rough, all things considered, but it's great food. My brother's an incredible cook, and my mother, and all of the people, I swear they're trying to kill me with the food overdose, because, damn, it's been great. Now, I'm not too sure what the Order of the Lore Masters is actually trying to get up to. I mean, Teclis has been pushing in the south a lot, but not exactly to the point where I'd call them effective. And of course, the Druchii are still using those black arcs up north fairly well. Not too really sure about their heroes, especially since some of them are sorceresses and witch hags, and I haven't seen any assassins running around lately, or lesser lords. I don't know if that's even a thing for them, but it's been mostly the witches and the sorceresses. They're just evil on the battle map. They can be rather hazardous outside of the battle map, but more so on board. I'm kind of curious if Kothik is going to grab either of those skull islands that are out there, because skull reefs are a lot of money. We may have to reroute Will out there to go grab them up, and then pull Litania up north to Tor Anlek to deal with that. Really depends on how the next turn goes. And if Avelorn doesn't build a big stack or anything like that, we're going to have to push in. But where is that Yavresian army going? That's the big question. We are at war with them now, and if we can collapse that stack, they really don't have much left. So we're probably going to move Auric and Foe down to deal with them.
Now that you are here, I will hear your words.
Alright, so what do you humans want? They've ended their non-aggression pact with us. Okay. So it looks like it's just straight up a war everywhere. And now we are in the negative for cash. But you know what? I'm not too worried about that. Let us put Phoenix in march and get him into the Shrine of Loic. Should partially deter them. Shrine of Loic isn't exactly weak. We'll pull Auric. Now we'll leave Auric where he is. And I mean, if they go after us in Lothern, they're going to lose. We do have PC up here. We're going to get him to
You ask too much.
secure some influence if I can click when his wings are not in the way. It's going to help us out. Alright.
Avelorn.
So, Grim, we're going to get you to head towards Kael'ra. Again, I still haven't figured out why our troops do that. But it's a thing. And then we're going to get a couple of units of spearmen, a couple of units of sea guard, and some archers. We'll have to trim down some other forces to put us back into the black, but I'm pretty sure I know what I'm going to do for that. These 2 units of Phoenix Guard, while they are completely awesome, and that's the wrong button to click, we're going to disband them and go down that way. It's not an ideal situation, but it's what we can do right now. And Will, we're going to get you to go out and start collecting some of this money. And you'll get some experience while we're doing it too, which is definitely going to help. We'll give you the Speed of Azuran, Valor of Ages, because you leveled up more than once, And then you, Latania, are going to go into Tor Anlak. Should help out up there for a little bit. And then, yeah, those Skull Reefs are going to be our big concern. Don't know what your Vress is going to do. They don't really have a lot of archers, and we have a lot of artillery, so we should be able to deal with them. He's probably on a Great Eagle. I'm willing to bet that pretty heavily. I don't know why I'm clicking the wrong buttons today, but that is apparently a thing. And then Arethrond. Don't really know what to do with you. Your army stack's pretty weak, and you don't do much for us. So why don't we just send you off to collect more treasures out of the ocean, and leave you to that. That should be fine. Assign skill points for PC, the Sound Elf. Yeah, we'll give you a Wound Maker, make you slightly stronger. I don't know if you have any movement left, I don't think you do. But you'll be able to move much quicker on the next turn, so you should be able to catch up to the chaplain. So let's see what the other nations do, and it's kind of a reactionary stance, but it works out. I mean, it's not the greatest way to be playing things right now, especially when we're getting close to the last few rituals. We should be more aggressive, but keeping the funds up and doing a lot of that sort of stuff is really, really hampering us in a way. And if we're going to go to war with Avelorn as well, I'm not so sure that we want to be too aggressive right now. Securing all of Ulthuan would be a definite bonus. But every city that we secure outside of Ulthuan does make it so that some of the things could come back to bite us in the butt. It's not too bad overall, though. Now, Sunshine's proven that she can defend that coastline like no one else's business. Her and her archers and her sea guard are just fantastic. And that is one beautiful thing I love about games like this, where you can create your own characters and get a story and a theme going for them. They end up having their own personalities and traits and everything just from the actions they've done. And it just plays into that whole ideal, really. It's always nice to see your heroes, your friends, gaming pals, guildmates, whatever, appear in your stuff, and then for them to have a story that builds up around them. Like now, we can tell the story about how Auric and Phoenix fought the war in the southeast, and either won, which I'm really hoping they do, or were pushed back slightly. Alright, so Yvresse is moving south. That means Auric is probably going to go north and try to take on Tor Yvresse. With any luck, we won't have to pull the good chaplain back. Okay, good. The Hmong are leaving slightly. Alright, so Phoenix has gained Taskmaster. Some extra movement range on line of sight. We have to occupy Tranlia. We might actually be able to do that one. We'll send Auric up, because Yvresse is going south. And then Phoenix can hold here, or it can capture another city. That'll help us out. Fair bit, at least. I think Yvresse is going after our small little fleet that has Mom in it, and we want to keep her safe more than we want to keep Arethrond safe. So we're just going to keep moving him and keep him away from everything. So PC, we're going to get you to move as fast as you can. And Senina is going to gain a level. Let's actually get her Arcane Unforging this round. And then the good chaplain and his forces are going to go in and assault not
Ready to serve.
Harkelra, but
None shall
Kelra
live.
itself. And then Will, you can make it to the Skull Island. So that is a lot of gold that we just added to our treasuries. I don't know why my brain is skipping so much today, but it's just a thing.
Defender of the Ever-Queen.
And we'll also send Will down, and he can come in from the north to help out, and then he'll be in a better position. We're still hemorrhaging a fair bit of funds, but we might take care of that shortly. I would really love to go to war with Avelorn if we can win it. I don't want to put us into a situation where we can't. I'll grab another rank of full plate armor for myself. Make myself slightly harder to kill. The real debate is, do we want to push Yvres or Avelorn right now? Avelorn does not have the forces to fight us. If we can get in and take the White Tower of Hoeth, Torfinu, and maybe the Gaian Vale itself, we might be able to do a lot. Let's see what our... They're liking us again.
Can I offer
Let's see if we
our
can
great
actually
king welcomes you?
get them to join our Confederation now that they suffered. And they did! Alright, so that gives us a bunch of additional stuff. We're well into the green now.
Phoenix crown.
We have another lord in Elair, who was their leader at the time, so he gets to keep his name. And we don't have to go to war with Avelorn because they're now our people. Of course, for this area, we can put in a few commandments. Make ourselves a little bit more gold per turn. We do now have the White Tower of Hoeth. Did they not put in... I swear there's a special building. Yes, there is. There's the Library of Hoeth. And they have not actually built it. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to tear down those walls. We're going to put the White Tower of Hoeth in. Because that is a big deal. The White Tower of Hoeth is a very, very big deal. And that put us well into the black. We have another imminent rebellion in the Broken Lands. Big deal there. But this will also make us able to get a lot more way fragments per turn.
Protect our Voltron.
And Fady, you should have been able to get all your troops that turn, so we'll give you another set of archers. Let's get you something a little bit more mobile too. I don't want to tie up too many turns and too much gold per turn. Great Eagles are elite. Well, school gaming joke, but we're going to give that to you because that'll help out. Alright, let's see what the other nations want to do. I can't believe Avelorn Confederated like that. I guess it was just a troop size thing. And by them losing all their soldiers, they thought it was a much better idea to be friends than enemies. Which I'm okay with, like, entirely okay with. I'd much rather sign a peace accord and confederate than spill the blood of fellow elves. Because that would be sad. Very, very sad. It's weird that the computer's actually kind of following a logical line with this. They use a lot of sword masters of Hoeth and mages as the lore masters, which makes perfect sense. I love that I'm wondering if it's actually hard-coded into the intelligence of the lore masters when it comes to how they play out, because that would be cool if it was. It'd be very thematic. Just like if some of the other elven nations really went hard with their particular areas. I don't remember what Cothix was, but I think they were mostly ships. And Lothern, well, not Lothern Sea Guard, but their own version of the Sea Guard and some other stuff. Of course, people can correct me if I'm wrong. I know Lothern itself had the Sea Guard. because they're the port of entry into Ulthuan. The White Tower of Hoeth was obviously mages and swordmasters. Calador was dragon princes and dragons themselves. Illyrian was Illyrian reavers and archers and chariots, which, let's face it, makes a whole lot of sense. But it'd be nice if there was that kind of logic within it. It would be very thematic as you play through. And then things like the Skaven clans, Moors would be a lot of storm vermin and Skaven slaves and that sort of stuff. Whereas Pestilence would be all of their plague units, Scryer would be like Warplock Giselles and Giselies? The two-person rat guns. And we are going to auto-resolve that because we know the outcome pretty much. That should actually form a new faction. Yeah, we'll attempt to reach common ground here because the influence would actually help us out. And yes, that did create a new faction. Karonkar is back at Slaver's Point. So for this one, we have unassigned skill points. Tanya. Alright, so she has Route Marcher, Bonded Service, Inspiring Presence. Looks like she's got Swordmaster of Hoeth, White Lions, and Phoenix Guard units. You know what? Let's go ahead and make her dedicated to Azuran. I like that idea. But to start off this round,
I await your command.
let's get the good chaplain going in, and that's well outside of our fight it out limitations. So we're going to occupy Kael'ra, which has a double effect. I'll explain that in just a minute here. Let's finish off his full plate armor, because he is on a dragon now, so he's a little bit exposed. Let's see. Oh, critical success. Way to go, PC. Like, that was awesome, dude. You completely tore him apart. Nice. I'm really happy about that. We're going to get you to go up that way to replenish troops in Chaplain's army. Where was I going? Oh, right. The double effect of this. So now that we have Kael'ra. Why do I say Karonkar all the time? If you look, it's part of the Negorond block. They no longer get to put in a commandment for that province, which is going to hurt them financially. It's going to hurt them overall. I'm okay with this because they're evil, evil Druchii and need to be reminded of their place. And that should also break them up a little bit so that we can start getting ahead on the way fragments we need. Well, I'm thinking about it. I just had to check something with my recording software. Alright, so Auric, you have two choices here. Toria Vress is heavily defended, but Trainlia, not so much. And even if we have to trade off the city whose name I cannot pronounce. It is the capital of the region, but we can take it back later if we need to. If we have to trade that one to complete both the mission and disrupt Yvres even more, because I think those are the only two cities in... Nope, they're already disrupted. So that's not going to really make that big of a difference. And we have Rana, a new hero. A Swordmaster of Hoeth. Let's get him headed towards Toria Vress as best we can. Now the big thing... I know we're going to be losing a lot of... I'm in the wrong menu. I want this menu. Kothik. There you are. We're going to improve relations twice. Because if we can confederate with them instead of fighting, that would be awesome as well. And Will, we're going to get you to keep going down. Collect the lost convoy. Get you to head for this island too. And then we're going to get you to go to that Skull Reef. That would be incredible. we are definitely in the black right now. Nothing's hurting. Nothing's really going down. Things are looking really, really good now. We have another hero that hasn't moved.
Power.
Enthal, another Swordmaster of Hoeth. Let's put you in Latania's army. That should help.
The winds are rising.
And another mage. You know what? We're going to send you off to try and link up with Will.
The winds hearken to me.
It's a bit of a run for you, I know. So we're going to be up to our next ritual pretty quickly here.
The Ever Queen.
And we're fairly set off there, but let's see what the other nations do and how we can handle it. It's a little interesting. I mean, the Lore Masters do have some fairly sizable stacks running around. But they're not really doing much with them. I mean, they could do so much more, especially Teclis himself. If you've played the campaign at all, or even the grander campaign, that's all the nations and everything, Teclis is one of the most powerful of the legendary lords in all of Total War Warhammer. Just hands down, he is one of the strongest. The range of spells he has access to, the amount of magic he has access to, it's just stupidly good. He starts off in a pretty bad position, all things considered. But at the same time, dude himself is a major butt kicker. Like, Tyrion's good, Tyrion's great, but he's not as versatile. And Teclis, while he's physically weak, is very, very, very versatile. I have done a small playthrough as of now on the Lore Masters, and they're very hard to start. I think they take a lot to get up to when you're starting out. But once they've started out, it's like, holy crap, are they strong? They are strong. Very strong. And it's just, like, they build up very slow, but once they're built up, it's a steamroller. And Teclis is usually a big part of that. So yeah, I think they're going to go try to take Alasaeli? I can't pronounce that word. They're going to probably try and take it. We can move Phoenix back up there and get a good fight out of it. Should have enough movement distance. And of course we are going to lose this fight. I'm not even going to screw around with it. But we hurt their forces a lot, which is going to leave them open to the Witch King. They didn't even take it. They just sacked it. It's a little odd, but okay. Still generating fragments for us, so good for you. Slow clap. That was not so much a slow clap as a quick clap, but okay. And it looks like Slan Huapek is getting another mage priest. Big Slan. Really tough guys. Alright, so Fenda here.
You have my attention.
We're just going to get you to go in to Latania's army. I think you were one of hers anyway. On the coast.
Prince of Elfwan.
Will, you can grab that. Let's actually make you get aggression.
Sailing
And then
away.
we'll send you down to that Skull Reef. And where is that mage that we had sent towards you?
Of Hoeth.
I swear I can do English real good like.
Mage of
There
Ultron.
she is. Don't know exactly what the plan was with her, but she's going to continue down to help out Will. And down south here, because city whose name I cannot pronounce has a fairly large garrison. We're just going to run Phoenix back up inside. Now it has a very, very, very tough garrison. Because Phoenix himself is a pretty big deal.
Your instruction.
And Auric Let's get you to go in and attack this.
I will lead the Asur.
You know what? That's kind of within our range. I kind of want to do that. I hate going through a week without at least one campaign, or one battle map section in it. So let's go in and fight this out. Now, odds are those horsemen are going to be the biggest pain in the butt for us. But we have big counters to them, in the form of eagles and eagle's claws. So, yeah, we're probably going to shoot them a lot. Can't wait till we can get Auric onto a great eagle or something himself. And this is a fairly open battlefield. So let's start setting up our troops. And by now, the grouping should be no surprise to anyone. And if they are, go back and watch the rest of the episodes, because it's a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun. I have a lot of fun. And I'm pretty sure that all the guys that tune in every week, they have a lot of fun too. So what's the point in gaming if you're not having fun? I'm going to swap you guys over to your multi-bolts. We're actually going to leave the archers where they are. We're going to do something slightly different with our spearmen this time. We're going to get them, move them up, and basically pincer this side. We'll use our swordmen, or sword masters I should say, as kind of an anvil on the other side. Our great eagles will send over there, and Auric himself will sit in the middle. So let's start the battle, and we're going to pause almost immediately. So here's what I want you guys to do. What's the biggest threat in that army? Well, it's probably those archers of theirs. So great eagles, you guys are going to go after that. Our Avelorn archers are going to go after that. And now we're just going to let it play out as it does. Might want to send our spearmen up front here. It's looking like everything's doing work right away. And Auric, let's get you to come up into the center here. Archers, you can just shoot their spearmen. That would be awesome. Don't really need you to be shooting their lord right now. I want to kind of whittle down their frontline troopers before we do anything else. Let's just pause real quick. Have our units charge in. Auric, you're going to go after Arduval, their noble. Let's bring our sword masters up. It's a bit of a waste of a battle cooldown, but Auric's already in it with their lord. Our eagles are still doing okay. That's really what I was worried about. And it looks like pretty much everything on their side is broken now. Routed, 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 routed. And there's our victory. Still lost a few troops, but it's not too bad. We lost 29 people, they lost 235. Way too many elves still died. They fought bravely, though. So you gotta give them that. Didn't fight tactically, but they fought bravely. And of course, we're just gonna occupy. Okay, so Auric lords over the Azure. We gained some Fencer's Blades, completed a mission and got some way fragments, and we could start the next ritual right now. So my buddy Auric, he's actually from a long time ago. He's generally your sneaky, stabby sort of guy. But there's not really anything like that for the elven armies in this game, which kind of sucks. So I think just like Phoenix, we're going to make him dedicated to Azurin. So that makes a whole lot of sense. We could start the Ritual of the Explorer, but I want to be able to pull the troops back first. And I want to see how the campaign up in the north goes. And also make sure I don't lose too much track of time. I'm actually not sure how long we've been recording for this week. But given that we've had a nice victory, we've got a nice big fight coming up here, it's probably a good place to call it, given that we have a ritual to start next week. So if you liked the video, guys, please consider hitting that like button. If you'd like to join up with the 232, possibly see your name pop up in one of the Let's Plays, or just to be part of our community, just hit that subscribe button. Make sure you turn your notifications on so you don't miss when a new video goes up. And remember, life is a game, so play to win. And until next time, take care.